My name's Tremain Hayhoe, and this is my life story, drawing my life. Okay, I was born on November 3rd, 1986, in a manger. No, just playing. My dad's from England. My mom is from California. They didn't know what the hell to name me. I think my dad wanted to call me Ivan. My mom wanted to call me Patrick. And so they're like, okay, let's go in a different room, make this list of 10 names, and see what we come up with. So they did this, made a list of 10 names, came back. The only name that was on both lists was Tremain, of all names. And no, I am not black. Okay, anyway, so they brought me back home. My brother's like, hey, when's he going to go back to the hospital? Boo, boo, boo. So my bro and I got along pretty well. Not as much in our teenage years, but we get along pretty well now. Anyway, I'd always joke around and pretend like I'm falling down. That's me joking around. My mom's mad and at me. She'd beat me. I'm just kidding. She wouldn't do that. That's not a joke. Actual kids get beaten. Anyway, we played checkers, and sometimes I get mad if I win because I thought she'd be, damn, this is going so fast. And she brought me to violin lessons, and then at 14 I thought I was too cool, but then I came back to my senses when I had an afro at age 18, and I played it again. And my dad was the soccer coach. He grew up in that background and Arsenal supporters through and through. So 7th and 8th grade we were undefeated, which was pretty awesome. We had a core group of good friends from school. Speaking of school, I'm not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about my interest in movies. I'd always go to the theater, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would sit in front of me, and that's what that is. But at the age of 12, I decided to collect movie tickets. First movie was Warriors of Virtue, about this karate-kicking kangaroo, which is a pretty ridiculous movie. Now I have like 500 or so movie tickets. So yeah, I went to Catholic school my whole life, private Catholic school with all these rules and regulations. You had to wear a uniform. And by 8th grade, I was making these short little Lego movies with my friend Brian. We thought they were the funniest things. We had a blast doing it, but in reality, they weren't really that funny. We watched it not too long ago, and they kind of sucked. But anyway, the Jesuit is my high school. It's an all-boys high school. And yeah, that's a girl. Oh, wait, she's no, yeah, not allowed. So I'd always get teased. People were like, oh, is there a lot of gay people? Are you gay? I'm like, no, it's just like any other freaking school. Like you don't have to be gay to go to an all-boys school. Anyway, so I'd make any excuse to make a video. Like, even if I wasn't even told to make a video, I'd make a video anyways. Instead of writing papers, screw writing papers. I do not like writing papers. So one time for Wilderness Lit, we interviewed my friend Mike Onea, who was my only friend with long hair at the time. And we convinced our teacher that he was a eco-terrorist, and he gave us a B-. He wasn't very happy about that. Actually, ironically, later on in college, my roommate heard about me through that video. That was pretty crazy. Second semester, senior year, this little site called YouTube came out, and I was obsessed with it. I made a music video for my cousin in England, and it got like 7,000 hits overnight and topped out around 25,000. And I thought that was pretty cool. Like, he'd have kids go up to him and sing the lyrics to him and whatnot. After senior year, a friend and I made a movie about two guys that are too lazy to get jobs, so they decided to dress up as Mormons and ask for donations. Nothing against Mormonism. My first girlfriend was Mormon. But anyway, we had a premiere party end of the summer, senior year. It was an awesome time. We had about 50 or so of our friends and family, and premiered it, and everyone loved it, and it was a freaking awesome time. Then the next day, I went to college. Boo. My dad's like, no, you're going to college, and he tried to shoot me. Just kidding. That didn't happen. I told my dad, I'm like, hey, I do not want to go to this college. All these buildings are abandoned. There aren't any hot girls here. He's like, try for a year, and then we'll go from there. I'm like, okay. So there were some freaking weird people. There was this one person named Mariah, and he or she worked in the kitchen and was dealing with all the food, and she had French tip nails and had a sex change. It was awkward. Anyway, so I started drinking. I drank a lot, and one time I drank 21 shots at Captain Morgan. I only remember drinking 19 shots, but my friends reassured me that it was 21. Anyway, I walked up in the club, I grabbed my roommate's jacket, ridiculous fur coat jacket, and I'm like, I just took 21 shots, motherfucker. This big-ass baseball player came up to me, and I tried to fight him, and luckily I got kicked out before he fight me, and then I threw up, and it wasn't very pretty. After that, people would be afraid of me, like, oh, he's the guy that took 21 shots and still lived. Then this other person kept coming up to me like, dude, you're the man, like, we need a party. I tried to get the hell out of there, and then the stupid counselor lady was like, oh, sorry, no units transfer. So I went to community college, which I thought was a joke. But whatever, I needed money, and I started working at Safeway for customer service. It was pretty interesting, and I went to San Luis Obispo over the weekend for a friend's birthday. My friend Dave's like, hey, do you want to go surfing? I didn't really want to go. I was like really hungover, but we went anyway. And so I'm like, oh man, this is a beautiful, beautiful day. I'm sitting in the back seat of the car. Dave's friend is in the front seat. Dave was in the back seat. It's a beautiful day. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is an awesome day. I'm so lucky to be alive. I got awesome friends. I got awesome family. Then I smell something, and it smells like marijuana. I'm like, oh, I haven't smoked in a while. Dave's friend's like, hey, you want to smoke? And I'm like, I probably shouldn't before I surf because I can't really function when I smoke. But I'm like, whatever, I'll do it. So I smoked, and we passed the pipe back and forth. I asked him what kind of weed it was, and he said sour diesel, which I had no idea what the hell that meant, but it sounded crazy. It's pretty pungent weed. We were jamming out to Tiesto, and I'm like listening to this, and I'm freaking high as heck. So all of a sudden, like, the screen in my face just goes black. I don't see anything, and this newspaper like flies in front of my face. And there was a title that said, college student drowns underneath pier. There's a picture of the pier, and then there's a picture of my face. And I'm like, what the heck? Why the heck would I think that? I've gone surfing a few times before with Dave. We never went anywhere near the pier. Why would I even think of the pier? I haven't even been on the pier. What the heck? Why would we even go? That doesn't even make any sense. You know, I'm just high, so... And then I'm like, what if it's true? And then I start seeing all these signs, like caution signs, do not enter. This kid in the car that's pacing us is like shaking his head. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, what if I'm leading now to my death? It's freaking crazy. We get to the beach. It's cloudy all of a sudden. Cloudy, foggy, terrible day. Terrible, terrible day. We get out, and I'm thinking, I'm like, hey, do wetsuits keep you afloat? I'm pretty sure that they don't, but I just wanted to ask Dave that. Dave responds like, hey, that's not really what they're designed to do. It's not like it's gonna save your life or anything. He started busting up laughing, and I did not find that to be funny. So I'm walking. See, there's my feet right there. I'm like looking down, okay? I'm looking down at my feet, and I'm like tripping out. I'm like, dude, I should go. Should I go? Should I not go? This can't be true. Anyway, I wouldn't even be going near the pier anyway. Why would I even think that? I look up, and I see Dave, and see where he's going, and oh, he's taking me directly to the pier. What the heck? What the heck? What the freak? Like, what? Anyway, I touch water, and it is freaking cold. It is so damn cold, and I hate when my feet get cold. I'm like, dude, Dave, I don't think I can do this. He's like, come on, dude, you'll be fine. I'm like, don't be such a pussycat. And I hate being called that. So, all right, I'll go. And so I go. I go off. We walk underneath it and, you know, swim past it. Dave almost immediately gets pretty far ahead of me. And then Dave's like, swim, man, you gotta swim. I'm like, dude, I'm swimming, man, I'm swimming. He's like, reach for the cookie jar. I'm like, I'm reaching for the damn cookie jar. I'm like, all right, I gotta catch up with Dave. So I keep my head down, and I swim, and I swim, and I swim, and I swim, and I swim. And all of a sudden, Dave's way behind me. I go from being way behind Dave to being way in front of Dave. Dave's like, dude, Trey, where are you going? And I'm like, what? And he's like, dude, you're about to hit the pier. I'm like, what? I look back, sure enough, I'm slowly drifting towards the pier. Oh, crap. Like, I'm swimming and swimming and swimming, but still slowly going back to the end of the pier. I'm like, what the heck? What is going on here? I'm trying not to panic. You know, I'm just trying to take control of the situation. All of a sudden, a big wave comes in. I look back, I'm like, oh, crap. Wave pushes me off, tosses me off my board. My board gets wrapped around a pole. I'm like gasping and gulping for breath. I barely have any breath left. I'm at the bottom of the water, and there's this booming voice. I can't describe it, but it says, you think you have it all? Just wait until everything's taken away from you. And now I see like my life flashing before my eyes, and I see visions. I see a vision of my parents and my brother crying over my casket. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, the booming voice goes, now do you want to live to be somebody, or do you want to die as a 21-year-old broke nobody? I'm like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to change it. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm at the bottom of the freaking ocean right now. I'm way far away. I'm exhausted. I'm high as hell. But I'm going to do whatever the hell it takes for me to survive. I hold on to one of the pillars for a while my board's still wrapped around. And I try to like conserve energy. That was still taxing on me, trying to hold on. Waves kept coming in, like hitting me, then it would subside, and then it would hit me, then it would subside. And in the meantime, Dave's yelling for help. You know, no one's really responding. People are looking over, but no one's acknowledging, you know? So I'm holding on for dear life. Dave comes in, he's like, you have to take the ankle strap off. Well, I'm like, no, dude. That's the only thing that's keeping me afloat, man. Like, the surfboard is the only thing keeping me afloat. If I lose that, I'm done for. You know, I just have myself, and it's freaking sucks. And he's like, freaking do it, dude. And then I'm like, all right. And I do it. It was a lot better. A lot better. He's like, duck. And so we have to duck. And the waves were relentless. They kept going in. They kept going in. And we're trying to swim back in the meantime while the waves are coming back, and it's literally like we were on a treadmill. It was so taxing, so exhausting. Later we find out that we were swimming against a current. So it pretty much was like we were on a treadmill, except there's no on or off button. There's no off button to this. It's relentless. And I'm like, holy crap, we need a miracle. I'm like, God, if there's any time for you to do a miracle, this would be it. At that point, the clouds part and the sun comes out, and there's like a beam of sunlight piercing out. We look above it over the pier. It's like blinding. And then this guy comes out, this black man. No, I'm just kidding. He's not black. But anyway, this guy comes out with a longboard, and he's like, hop on. And we hop on. And he swims us safely to shore. I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing. I'm feeling ground again. I'm alive. This is awesome. Dave gets on his phone and he calls our friend Brian. He's like, dude, Tremain almost died, man. He goes to meet up with them, and I realize, holy crap, I didn't even say thank you. So I look behind me, and the guy's gone. I'm looking all over. The guy that saved us is gone. Nowhere to be found. What the freak? And I'm walking back. We're going to meet up with our friends. They're at the end of the pier, and I'm like collecting my thoughts. I'm thinking like a mile a minute. Anyway, this old man with a cane comes up to me, and he's like, nice day, isn't it? And I look up, and I look at the sun, and I look back at him, and I'm like, yeah, it is. So yeah, my friends asked me, you know, hey, Trey, what happened, man? And I couldn't talk. I literally could not talk for about 4 hours after that. It was life-changing. It was crazy. So after that, I started studying success. You know, I started studying from the success leaders, and I devoured anything and everything. I read all the books. I listen to the audios day in, day out. Turned my life around. Transferred to San Diego State. Everything's beautiful out there. There's little palm trees out there. Graduated December 2010. And then I moved to LA. I'm like, holy crap, you know, should I do it or should I not? Should I save up or not? I'm like, no, I gotta just go. I had barely any money, but I went. And, you know, I'm noticing that these YouTube videos are actually getting budgets, so my goal is to work at a YouTube studio, but I don't know how the hell that's gonna happen. So one day I go on a run with my friend Logan. I see a mural where they film California On. My friend's like, what the hell are you talking about? And I tell him about the show, and on our way back, we see Cass MG filming his show, California On. And I talked to the producers. I'm like, so what's it like making these videos? And they're like, oh, it's pretty awesome. They tell me about Maker, and I'm like, hey, you know, I just graduated San Diego State. I'm a film student, blah, 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 blah. And so I got the job. And here we go. Here I start name dropping. I worked on a ton of the top YouTube talents channels. And I did a bunch of stuff with all these people. But then I
got fired. I got fired after a year and a half, and I wasn't the only one that got fired. About 20 or 25 of my friends got fired with me. At first I was pissed off, but now it's all better. You know, I worked on the American Idol tour, I worked on feature films, commercials, and I could work on my own stuff now. So that's pretty damn awesome. I went to VidCon. I got asked for my autograph, which is crazy. And now I'm making music videos with Lancifer. Now I want to make a book called Success Made Simple and help the world succeed in life. I believe that's what I've been put on this earth to do. This life is insane, guys. If you like this video, please share it, like it, subscribe. But yeah, this life is freaking awesome. You're awesome. Never get down on yourself, you know, and if you could dream it, you could do it, baby. You can freaking do it, you know? Like, I believe in you. So, life is way too short. Congratulations for making it to the end of this video. You get a gift. Remember this. Life is a gift. That's why they call it the present. See what I did there? Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.